Hey y'all, welcome to Faithfully Bound. In this video, I want to have a chat with you about how I try to have a peaceful home. Every morning, I start out with my cup of coffee, and I enjoy my coffee in the peace and quiet. I do not wake my son up to start homeschool until I have had this time to myself in the morning. I put the dogs out, let them run and play outside, while I enjoy the morning quiet with my cup of coffee. I like to start my days peacefully because it helps the rest of the day go peacefully. My quiet time with the Lord usually comes in the morning after I have had my coffee, but sometimes it waits until about midday after I have done all of the work that my son and I do together for homeschool, and I have a break in the middle of the day. Then I'll do my quiet time with the Lord. I have found that when I have the living area of the house clean, it sets the mood for a peaceful home. If you have clutter and chaos going on, it's hard to be at peace and let your mind rest, and it puts the rest of your family in a state of mind that is not peaceful. Clutter and mess tends to raise anxiety levels. It can stress you out without even realizing that it is because of your environment. So I like to try to keep the downstairs living area of my home clean. I'll clean every day, and I have come up with a system where I printed out a list and I check it off as I go, and that really helps me. Because of my ADHD, it's hard for me to stay focused and to keep on task. If I can break the task down into smaller bits, then it helps me to get it done. Because with ADHD, when you sit down and you're thinking about cleaning the house or cleaning the kitchen, cleaning any particular room, it's all overwhelming because you can't separate the task. It's like one giant tornado of task in your head, and it's hard to pull the pieces out of that tornado and get them done separately. So if I have a list, it really helps me. Another thing that I like to do to set the mood for a peaceful home is to make the home smell good. There are several ways that you can do this. Of course, you can bake bread, cookies, pie, baked apples with cinnamon. It'll make the house smell fantastic. But realistically, that's not something that we usually do every day. You can also set a pot of water on the stove, fill it with citrus peelings and spices, set it to a simmer, and the house will be filled with a wonderful aroma. There are also essential oil diffusers. It's a more natural way instead of using those air fresheners that you plug in. And then, of course, there's wax melts. There are several different ways to make your home smell fantastic. And having a good smelling home really sets a peaceful mood. And you can set the mood for whatever you want. On fall days, you can make it smell like wonderful fall aromas. You can make it smell like summer, candy, fruit, anything you want. And it sets the mood for the day. I think it's fun. Of course, as a homemaker, the most important thing to set the mood for your peaceful home is to have a relationship with the Lord. I have found that really this is the only way to have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind. Because if you have that relationship with the Lord, it just relieves so much in your life. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You can let go of the anxiety, give it to God. Trust in Him that He will take care of your day. Make sure that you're reading your Bible, spending that quiet time with the Lord, praying. Pray over your heart and mind and your home and ask for peace. This has been the most important thing for me to set the mood for a peaceful home. And if I am feeling overwhelmed, having anxiety for the day, stop, take a moment, and pray. Also, while I clean, I like to play Alexa, have her play gospel music, or I'll turn YouTube on and watch some of my favorite preachers. Having the television on and hearing the word being preached in the background is a fantastic way to have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind while you are cleaning your home. It gives you motivation, inspiration, connects you to the Word of God while you are doing your work as a homemaker, as a mother, as a wife, to take care of your home, because that is our position. We take care of our home, we take care of our family, we take pride in this. This is the role that God has given us, and we need to do it with joy. It did take me a while to accept this. I am in my 40s, and it was so hard for me as a young woman because the world taught me that I didn't need a man and I could take care of everything by myself. And even though I was married, I didn't need to rely on him for anything. It just really messes up your mindset and makes it so that you cannot have peace in your home or peace in your marriage. It's important that we accept our roles and do them with joy. This doesn't mean that you are oppressed, you are being held down, you're not allowed to live your life and do things. That's not what it means at all. It just means that we are following our biblical roles, and if we are safe and secure in our husbands, it makes it so much easier. If your husband is following the Lord and you can trust that he's leading the family, that is a huge step in the right direction. On top of my cleaning list, I also have this schedule that I have laid out for my son because I homeschool. This also guides my day. It lets me know when he needs to be doing certain things and when I will have time to do the things that I need to do when he has his independent study time or when he has his free time. It keeps him on task since he is not in a traditional public school and he is not on their schedule. It's still important to me that we have a schedule at home. It helps me more than anything, I think, because again, I will mention that I have ADHD. I have been diagnosed. This is something that is real in my life, and it helps me to have a guideline. And it helps children because if you don't give them some kind of structure for their day, then of course they're not going to structure their own day. And they need that time to know when they need to get schoolwork done, especially if they have independent schoolwork like my son, because he is 14. He is in 8th grade. We are wrapping up our 8th grade year. He's going to be in high school next year. So it's important that we have structure to our day. I am definitely a planner, y'all. Another thing that I plan and I make a list for is grocery shopping. I plan out my meals. We are on a budget and I grocery shop once every 2 weeks because that is my husband's pay schedule. I write out the list for 14 days from paycheck to paycheck, write down the meals that I want to have, and I will ask my husband and son, what is something that you would like to eat for these 2 weeks? Is there something in particular that you've been wanting or whatever? And it also depends on the season as to what I will plan. I will plan out those meals for the 14 days and I will break them down to what ingredients I need for each meal. And then I will make my list in accordance to the layout of the grocery store. I know my grocery store. It is the one closest to my house, and that is the one I frequent. I know the layout, so I can make my list so that I can check it off as I move through the grocery store, and I write down the prices so that I can add it up as I go because I want to make sure that I am not going over budget. It's very important because that is all I have for those 2 weeks. I cannot spend anymore, and it's very important and it really helps. It's just another thing that I do to keep my mind peaceful, keep me on task, keep my mind organized, because if I'm organized and I'm on task, I know what I'm doing, it helps so much to have a peaceful home. Because if my mind is a mess, my life is a mess, and my home is a mess. So I do make lists, I make schedules, I try to plan out all of my days. Now I know that it doesn't always work out the way that I plan, but as long as I have some kind of idea of how the day is going to go, it makes it easier for me. When things are just thrown at me, it makes me panic. I don't handle it well. I am trying to get better. I have stopped and started to pray when this happens. And I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but after a conversation with a dear friend of mine who is also a Christian, she suggested that I stop and pray when I get anxiety about the day and something that's unplanned. And I was like, oh, why didn't I think of that? It's such a simple thing. Why did I not stop and give it to God and just trust that He knows what my day needs to be, and if something is thrown in there, it's because He had a plan and I just need to trust in it. And I just felt like, duh, you know what I mean? I have learned a lot about myself, about homemaking, about taking care of the family, just about life in general over the years. I have struggled. I have been happy. I have been sad. I have been depressed. I have just went through it. And learning from this experience, I suggest to younger moms, do not forget who you are. I know it's so easy. You get wrapped up in the children, your housework, your new life, and you forget that you are a person. It's very important that you do not do that. Force yourself to take time for yourself. And it's a shame that we have to force ourselves, but that is just the way life goes. We kind of forget about ourselves because we have all these other people to take care of. I feel like if I had had guidance like that when I was a young mother, it would have really helped out. Find a support, make friends with other mothers, meet with them, just enjoy being you, even if it is a play date. Have the kids play on the playground while you chat with your friends. It is so very important that you have a community and you have people to talk to so that you don't forget that you are a real person. I hope that this video inspires you to think in ways that help you have a peaceful mind and a peaceful heart so that you can set the stage for your peaceful home. If you have any questions, please comment below, or if you have any suggestions about what you do to keep your home peaceful and your life peaceful, please comment below. I would love more suggestions. I'm sure other people would as well, and everybody's opinion is valued here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again next time. Bye, y'all.